All right, guys, I did it. Everybody else was doing it. Just follow the crowd, right? I ate a pickle. A whole damn jar of them. I'm not sure what part of the animal this is, but it's crunchy and delicious. And I feel phenomenal. All jokes aside, pickles are delicious. A source of vitamin K. And they're salty. There's like no calories in them. Super hydrating. It's a ketogenic miracle. I'm gonna share some updates as to my living situation. It's been some very nice changes that I'm extremely grateful for, as well as some changes in my dietary experiments, which those of you who know me, it's going to be a continual thing probably for the rest of my life. Something hilarious I'd like to share, even though most of you who followed me for a while know, although I do live on a largely synthetic diet, I've actually been a farmer for the last 6 years. I am educated in permaculture as well as biodynamic farming, the Rudolf Steiner method of a symphony of the organism of the farm. So I find that hilarious. Farming has been an extremely educational experience in my life. This right here happens to be one of my favorite foods on the planet, kalo. It's a tuber. It is the staple crop of the Polynesian people. This is the survival food. It'll make it through a tsunami, a flood, dense in energy, primarily carbohydrates. You can also eat the greens. I have consumed so much of it in my life. It's delicious. However, a couple things to update. I am grateful enough to have found myself on one of my friend's farms. This beautiful land. You see some papayas back there in the background. Got the kalo, some turmeric, some ginger, sunflowers as a cover crop. Check out that mountain. Something different about this farm from the farm that I was on that is a huge deal that I didn't understand at first. It's what they call your aspect. I remember a friend of ours used to come to the farm and be like, "Your aspect's all wrong, mate." I was like, what the hell does that mean? And the aspect is your relation with the sun. The way that the farm is positioned in orientation to the sun. And I really got to see how difficult it can make it if you are on the wrong side of the mountain, so to speak, and if you're facing away. I don't know how familiar you guys are with feng shui, the way you organize your house, the energy of your room so that things flow. It's like having a chair just facing away from the TV, right? It's facing this way. You're just out of order with the structure of the environment. Just on a much bigger level, you actually feel it, I believe, geomagnetically, internally with your own alignment. So this property is really, it's an eastward facing property. So the sunrise is epic. It's a little bit drier of a climate further east. But, however, the weather has been very different the last couple years, so it's made it very abundant, a lot more rain on this side. So I don't want to wander off too far on that, but I'm stoked to be back out in nature, back on a farm. And after having lived in suburbia for a little bit, it just reiterated the value of living close to nature. I've been sleeping amazing out here. It's all off the grid. They're running on solar. And the effect that has, it's like camping. You know the sleep you get when you go camping? It's like that, only I actually have a really nice, comfortable bed. Extremely grateful, so grateful. It's amazing. I've been through a lot of trials, a lot of gain, a lot of loss in my life. And over and over again, you get in these tough spots and then you end up in an upgraded situation. And that's been the continual pattern. You go through these transitionary periods that are really difficult, But if you keep your eye on the prize, you keep sharing, communicating, building community, you upgrade, you develop. So really been enjoying the environment, sleeping good, waking up early, around 4:30, getting to see the stars, training early, working. Jeez. So something I wanted to share in the realms of dietary disciplines. For the last month and a half on my synthetic man-created diet, I have not consumed a single carbohydrate. And that all changed last night. So I like to pick experiments for at least a month at a time and do them really isolated, change things gradually, so I really feel things out for myself. So the element I'd like to add in now is around 50 grams of carbohydrates just in the evening to help replenish my glycogen a little faster so I can train a little harder in the mornings. Granted, it's been demonstrated after chronic adaptation to ketogenic diets, your ability to replenish glycogen is equal to an individual who eats carbs. However, those were in endurance trained individuals. So how does that apply to power athletes, strength athletes who deplete more glycogen from explosive activity? I do not know. But that is the next realm of my experimentation, going to be adding in the carbs in the evening. I'm actually even lowering the fats and higher in the proteins. And I found some very fascinating information that the effect of protein on your hormones, like triggering insulin or glucagon, is dependent on your glucose status, depending on your blood sugar. So if you eat sugar and then consume protein, you'll get an extremely high spike in insulin. But if you are fasted, fat adapted, and you eat protein, you get a glucagon response and minimal, if any, insulin response. So that's fascinating. Because a main reason for fasting, for the ketogenic diet, most of the benefits as for longevity and health come from minimizing the insulin response. So if you can consume protein and not spike the insulin, and then you keep your energy down, you're not consuming fats or carbs, then you're still going to be triggering autophagy as the body searches for energy. You'll still be in ketosis. You'll still be burning fat. So I'm playing with the idea of consuming bits of protein throughout the day. I'm into hydrolyzed forms of protein, and I've noticed a difference if I have the hydrolyzed first, a complete concentrate or isolate. Just in my urine, I never smell like I'm pissing out nitrogen like I would when I was eating high protein and eating like a whole pea protein or rice protein. So whenever it's hydrolyzed, your body absorbs more of it, and also probably the amino acids I balance it with create a higher nitrogen balance and less loss. So playing with the idea of integrating protein throughout the day, intermittently, and just hitting carbs in the evening. And the fats I'll moderate depending on if I just get too skinny. Right now I'm keeping those around 50 grams a day as well, or 4 tablespoons. So that's where I'm at. Feeling good, super grateful. God bless friends and family and community. It's been a while since I've been in a position where I'm like, I don't have a home. That's heavy. And to then land with these people, the owner here is a legend. I'm building a house with him right now. So I'm actually learning how to build a house from the ground up. He's just an epic human. I'm just blown away by the way he communicates. Because when you get to live in communities over years, and you find people who can keep their shit together and communicate clearly and are kind and wise, they're worth their weight in gold. So I'm extremely grateful. And I look forward to sharing more just about farming and the lifestyle and the continued experiment here. Any interest or intrigue, any questions, please ask down below, guys. Lots of love, appreciate the support. I appreciate the community and all the questions and conversations we get in here. Fascinating realms, fascinating times. So lots of love. Until next time, peace.